All right, folks, what is up? It is your boy Turk here at SGN, bringing you another exclusive interview with one of the playtesters. We got our boy WillyGardens here on the channel today, give some insight and his opinion on some of the directions in which the game is going. First and foremost, I'd like to let you guys know I'm kind of under the weather, so if I look a little bit cracked out and or tired, man, my allergies are killing me. It just snowed today, and it was like 60-something the day before. It's not making any type of sense at all. But with that being said, we're going to get into it, get some of these questions, and hopefully provide you guys some more insight, and hopefully entice you guys to get a little bit more in that beta. For some of you guys that are on the fence and not looking to apply yet, we need to get as many people out here, get as much word active for this game as possible, folks, because I'm telling you, this is generational, and hopefully with some of the stuff that Willy brings to the table, let you guys know about it, we can kind of further prove that. So with that being said, let's hop into it. Willy, what brings you to the football space? What originally got you interested in ESG? And just, brief introduction to yourself and who you are.
Yeah, what's up, man? First off, again, like you said, man, my name is WillyGardens. I do have a YouTube channel. You can find me on WillyGardens just through everything. It's just WILY and then Gardens. Honestly, man, the thing that really kind of brought me to the scene was I love football. You know what I'm saying? So grew up playing football, and that's just really kind of just what it is. And got hurt at a peak level. Being able to have a scholarship and everything like that, and not being able to see everything through just because of an injury.
That's the worst.
So it is the worst, bro. But it's a reality. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I love football. So just because of the fact of the passion that I still have for it after all these years, and just I don't know, I can't even remember how I even heard about ESG. If I'm being honest with you, I don't remember what I saw, what happened. I just know when I saw it, I was locked in. That's all I know, bro.
You had to see one of the things about open world football, and for real, like when you talk about I think there's something that speaks to that, bro. Like that peak injury, you're like, damn, bro. And you could play Madden, but you're really about to be able to make your own character in this one. So it's like
exactly
like living vicariously type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's from the bottom to the top. You can start out low. But let's start rattling some of these questions, man. I'm glad to have you on the channel. Get to have some new.
Appreciate you having me.
Have you back here some more other times, bro. Obviously, we're gonna participate in this next beta, so we'll have more to say in the future. But with that being said, let's hop into it, folks. So first time going to the beta, what were your first impressions jumping into the PS5 playtest compared to what you experienced on the PC playtest already? Like, how did that feel? What were you expecting going on? Because I know it was just like, man, we're moving to console, and for me personally, I know that the PS5 it's the big boy of the consoles, in my opinion. Where the premier sports gaming console. I feel like that's where it's always been personally, and I'm an Xbox dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm same thing for me as well. I'm definitely an Xbox guy, but I have been on PC consistently for the last 5 or 6 years, maybe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie, making that shift from the playtest on PC over to PlayStation 5, I was kind of I don't know. And then I know at the time, I think the cap for frame rate was 60 frames. Yeah, bro. So it was, it was a little rough for me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But I will say this, even though it was rough, I still rather have played it in that state than load up Madden. I ain't gonna.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
That's criminal.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's crazy, though. I feel like that speaks volumes to it. And for me, it's a little bit harder for me, I feel to convey that message, because for me personally, I come from more a competitive shooter FPS background. But I like sports games that are good, and I don't even like saying that are good, because it's just my opinion. I'm not gonna say something's bad if someone has fun. But the last sports game that I had fun on was All Pro Football 2K8, and that was years ago. You know what I mean? So
stop playing.
For real, that was the last time. And then when I played the first weekend of this beta on PC, bro, I was on that for 20-something hours, plus the first weekend. So it was damn, this is really like that. And I haven't even gotten to play the PS5 beta, so we're about to, hopefully this weekend, I think I'll have a PS5, hopefully snag and hop in, bro. Because you said, I'm a PC dude. I'm playing on 380 FPS right now, bro. When I
exactly, play. Bro.
When I look at it, I get kind of confused. But I know PlayStation 5, I know it has that 120 FPS capability, and I personally feel that might be a sweet spot, though. I feel that would be fine.
I agree.
Because when I was playing on PC, I was getting about 200 FPS, and it was nice. You know what I mean? Whenever I could.
Yeah.
But 120, I think, is definitely a good sweet spot for a lot of people. So I think that's actually a good leap forward. Now the control scheme, how was that like compared to what changed
Ooh.
from PC to PS5 in terms of controls? I heard there was something about lobs or something like that whenever you could throw the ball.
Yeah, so the first one, so the first PS5 playtest, that was not implemented yet. But this last one that just happened this weekend, there was a lob button that was implemented, and it was basically just you hold L1 and then you just tap whatever icon you're throwing to, right? And so which, because the playtest before that, it was a bug where basically if the ball, it couldn't basically identify how far the ball was being thrown, like, and so almost everything was almost kind of being seen as overthrown, even though you were like wide open or like you're right next to that circle that's on the ground. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? And so they fixed that. And so, but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, this had me dying all weekend, bro. Like, cause I've never really played quarterback. And so, and I said it in one of my videos that I think this next play test, I'm gonna have to try it just because I have to see what everyone's talking about. And everyone kept saying, it's not working, bro. It's not working. Yeah. And so I did. Okay. And so, and this is why this is so important. This is why I make this statement, because I got DB in because I was playing wide receiver, because the last play test, like, I was playing wide receiver and I was having fun, but because of that bug where it's like everything was overthrown, it was like I couldn't really get the full effect. Okay. So I was like, okay, like that. I know they fixed it, they updated it. So I was like, cool. Here's the thing, bro. I went into a head-to-head, okay? I went into a head-to-head and I played quarterback. And when I tell you that lob button worked every single time, I knew. I said, okay, people are just full of crap, bro. I was like, these fools, they just suck. No, I'm just playing.
Crazy. So look, someone, hopefully you don't see us, bro. You won't.
Nah, I want them to see it. Nah, because I really was like, yo, like, why is this not, like, what's going on? Because when I was playing wide receiver, I was open so many times, but then I kept noticing that either they would see me late or they would just throw the ball late. Right. And then when I was on the other side, like when I was playing DB, I noticed it would either be the same thing or there was times where it wasn't, which made me think it's not a mechanic issue. It's the person. It's the timing, you know, because and so it made me remember. I was like, oh, okay. I know they added that as an attribute, like to where the release of the ball, like the speed, all that stuff matters. Now, was that active? I don't know. Okay.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
You said you played DB. Now, with the overthrows and stuff, you feel it being a little bit different this time. I know that they made some changes to ball and air. Was that this pit? I remember hearing something about Lamont, or if it was the ball and air recognition, something along the lines. But I know in Madden, typically you throw the ball, you see the location the ball's going, and that's right. That's where the ball's going.
Where it's going.
Yes. Now, depending on your ball and air recognition, like, you'll see a general. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness, bro.
It seems
it's like so important.
I feel like
it's so important. It is tough.
It has a skill ceiling.
It does, and I love it, right? Because what it does is it makes you, when it comes to building your player, you can't just do double speedster, double jackrabbit. You have to become like super creative and find ways to still be able to be mobile, to move the way you want to, like. Oh my goodness. So, because that's what happened. The first PS5 playtest, I was still stuck in the way we were making builds before. And I was playing DB, and that ball recognition, bro, that thing was costing some big plays. And so I added it this playtest, and I was like, let me try it. So I put on a couple patrollers and smotherers. I actually like smother a lot more. I noticed that, and this might be a little tip for some DBs, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them already know it. Even though patroller is more for zone, I think personally patroller actually works better for linebackers, or if you're trying to build a true safety. Now, smother, when I played, I was able to break on that ball whether I was in zone or whether I was in man, and I'm talking about hella smooth.
Now, when you
I wasn't having no issues.
It had an effect on your strafe speed. Did you feel like? I swear, I'm telling you, whenever I upgraded my patroller, it just felt like the fluidity from sprint to strafe felt better whenever I went, like, and this was on the PC playtest. I don't know if you've noticed that yourself, bro. There's so much complexity to this game, bro.
It is.
I feel like people are like, we're just talking about individual positions and your experience. Like, that's not even like a complex question, but that broke down.
Exactly.
into like all the stuff that like goes into it. I really feel like people aren't understanding what this game is about to be,
bro. They're not, and it's one of those things to where I feel like, and this is why I made the statement in previous videos. I said I believe that their builder's better than 2K's, and the reason I'm gonna stand on it, and the reason I say it is because of what you just said, right? The simple fact that by me adding a patroller, or by even something as simple as like me adding a jackrabbit to my linebacker, like, because see, and this is what a lot of people, this is why I say that, because a lot of people think it's about speed, not realizing that the agility in this game, if you want to be able to move quickly around the field, bro, when I was making my builds, and I might be giving away a little sauce, I don't know, but when I was making my builds, some of them I didn't even have a speedster on them. Some of them I even had maybe just one speedster, and I had like 2 jackrabbits, and I didn't see any, like, I'm not gonna say I didn't see a difference. I saw more of a difference in the sense of me being able to move better from my back pedal to breaking on the ball, adding that with smother, bro.
And that's
it was
even to mention the badges. You know what I'm saying? That's not
exactly
that's not what the badges like even put in.
Exactly.
And just like you're saying, in the previous playtest on PC, like you said, maybe giving away sauce, I don't know. But I was running Smother or Patroller, and I'd go Smother Patroller, and I'd have double tackler or double backbreaker. And bro, like I would break down, and I would just take a dope ass pursuit angle. I was knocking helmets, bro. I was like, damn, bro, this shit feels nice. You know, like
it does feel nice.
I can't wait for this game to be fully fledged, not only on PlayStation, because I know when it comes to PC, bro, and I can yank that frame limit off, I'm gonna be like tempted. I'm gonna be tempted to like start over to build a game. I'm curious if there's gonna be a type of transfer data. But I guess we talked about that first question long enough. Let's move on to some other ones. So obviously, with your time, you played a lot of games, and even now you play a lot of games. Compared to other football titles, and everything that you've played in the past, how does ESG's gameplay, how does it stand alone from other ones? What really sets it apart? Obviously, you're playing, and we can emphasize enough that it's just an individual player movement. But what for you is just the full thing that would just yank somebody off the fence that's like waiting to like, nah, maybe I don't want to apply for this beta, or I'm not like hyped for this game? What would you tell somebody that is so different about this game that brought you to it, and it just makes you want to play it more?
I think the biggest thing for me, bro, was the simple fact of I've never really been an offensive guy. Never. Every Madden, NCAA, anything I've ever played, it's either been corner, safety, linebacker, something, right? And so this game had me playing offensive line. They had me playing defensive line, and I mean completely falling in love with it. Like, I didn't consider playing wide receiver. I didn't consider playing corner. I didn't consider playing any of that, right? Like, the fact that I was getting so much satisfaction from blocking someone and then seeing, oh my goodness, bro, and seeing the running back pick the proper hole because you did your job.
It's crazy.
That was
it sounds so simple, bro. Like, I'm just smiling because the simplicity of that statement is hilarious. But
oh
bro,
my god, bro.
And you just know you did your, or if you pick up, like, God forbid you pancake someone and you pick up like 2 more blocks in play, bro.
2 more blocks,
your team is going nuts, bro. Like, it's the cohesion. I can't wait for the 11v11s, because
I can't either.
When you talk about not wanting to play a position, like, I always wanted to play wide out and DN. I knew those were the 2 that I wanted to play, but the more I played the game, I ended up enjoying like left tackle and DB more than anything. It's almost like the fact that this game has this concept has never been explored, I think. And I mean, it has been, I think, maybe attempted. I don't know what world or who's done it, but ESG has done something right in such a way that like a demo feels like a full product. Just like you were saying, there's a lot of people, and it's not just members of the stream team. And now we got so many people that are just finally getting their hands on this game. And they're like, bro, I'm trying to play this over Madden. And no glaze in the Discord, folks. You can see for yourself. Like I said, there's a waiting room. You can hop in and try to get in these next playtests. The feedback for this game is overwhelmingly positive. I'm serious, bro. Like, if you are a football head and you're looking to get some games in a way that you haven't before, this game is really about to be, it's going to be a game changer. Like, to have your boys on a team, and this is being said, the previous playtest, if I'm not mistaken, was 4v4, correct?
Yes, it was.
We played on PC, and it was 7v7.
7v7. Oh.
And folks, it made no sense to me that 7v7 somehow ran smoother than the 4v4. Like, And whenever we spoke to the developers, they said they already have 11v11, bro.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
11v11 at the studio.
And here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Like I was so like, I went into this weekend's playtest knowing I was going to play with a bunch of new guys. That mode of Madden has to be broken.
Yes.
Like that mode of EA has to be broken, right? And so I was okay with it. So I accepted a lot of what was going to happen this weekend. And so it was like, because there was a lot of frustrating games, but I was like, I was expecting this. I knew this was going to happen. But I'm so glad.
I said, bro, I'm blocking. I swear, I'm like tapping.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. I'm like, yeah, you gotta hold it, bro. He was like, oh, I was hitting square, not X. Well, okay. All right. Well, that's why it wasn't working, bro.
I know exactly what you mean. That idea. I feel like we've all lived with Madden at the pedestal of a sports simulation, quote unquote simulation, whatever the idea of that is. It's not really a simulation football game because of the fact it simulates football. It's a simulation football game because they have the license.
Exactly. That's it.
So
that is the only reason.
And I'm not trying to hate either, because at the end of the day, we would all love for every product to be phenomenal and we'd have great, diverse competition. But whenever you have something that is relatively stale and people have been saying it for a long time, this is not only a fresh new. It's different whenever somebody brings a fresh new perspective. I think from like a beta standpoint, you're like, this could be good. I could see this getting fleshed out. But for these developers to bring this with a small dev team, with the backing they have, and to just be this good right out the gate, because folks, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And I know the devs and stuff. I know you guys see this. I remember when I saw this, I was like, damn, bro, this might be too good to be true. Like 7v7, 11v. I got my hands on it, bro. I had to shut up so fast. Not only did I have to shut up, I was garbage at the game because it was so much more than I expected. So like, I think that we really got to break the Maddenisms. I think going into this, like the idea that you're gonna have, and like you said, a lot of stuff that we reiterate in videos is because it's just facts. Like when you can't go into this assuming that you're gonna be playing Madden. It's a completely different game. And one thing that was said in one of our previous videos is like, unironically, the clips that I see a lot of people complain, like, oh man, they're doing backflips. We see the same gameplay, bro. That is what the game looks like. That's what's crazy. Like y'all, that is what it looks like. That's what the animations look like. This game is really about to shake things up, man. I honestly can't agree more. Like the positional, like the stuff that you get pushed into that you wouldn't expect to enjoy. This game really, it brings back that feeling of playing a brand new game as a kid. Truly, it's such a fresh new take on football, which is something that is even a strange thing to say. You think you understand every direction you could have came football, but ESG is genuinely shaking it up, folks. I can't emphasize that enough.
No, definitely.
So with the current state of the game, like, how do you feel about the current balance of offense and defense? Do you feel like it's like one side is not necessarily, I wouldn't say more polished, or do you feel like one is more heavily emphasized than the other? Do you feel like you kind of have like a fair shot on each side? Like it's a good well balance on each side. You don't feel like, all right, we just bomb it deep. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, see, this is like, this may sound like a very like simple question, but it's actually very complex because there's so many different aspects to it, right? Because we kind of touched on it earlier. It can be something as simple as, is the speed of the release of the ball, is that actually active right now? You know what I'm saying? Because I said in one of my videos that I think what this playtest showed me, this last one, was that people aren't lurking at DB like they really think they are. What's happening is the quarterback's not seeing that the wide receiver's open, which then at some point the DB's like, this guy is open, bro. I gotta get over there. And by the time that damn ball come out, it's too late. It's too damn late, bro. And now I'm not taking nothing away from the DBs that do lurk. There's a few of them. I know that's some real lurkers, bro. I'm not taking nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I do feel like, and again, I'm a defensive guy. So the fact that I'm even finna say this sounds crazy to me. I do feel like the interaction between the wide receivers and the DBs do need to be better, because I do think that they're one-sided right now in favor of the DB. I do.
I could see that.
It almost is like, and you know, that damn ball is being picked off nine out of 10 times.
I kind of thought about this as well, because I know on DB you have the ability to swat, but my thought process is, I know like you have miraculous catch, run after catch, dive, diving, catch offense. And I personally felt like there should be some iteration of that. Honestly, at DB too. I know that you do have to have that positioning, but for now, if I'm not mistaken, it's just triangle. Like, you know, if you want to go for an interception, and then SWAT. But like, you know, what's a miraculous interception compared to like a possession interception? You know what I mean? And how good. You know, I feel like that is something that could, because I do see what you mean. Like, it seems like if you just get under that, if you're a dog, bro, and you're on somebody's ass, man coverage, you're about to be yoinking a lot, bro.
Yeah, like, a lot of them.
If you can read a play, if you know there's a screen, you know it's going to the flats, and you can really get under a ball, people will see it, and you'll get. They will pick on you, bro. I'm telling you. I can definitely agree with that, honestly, and that's definitely a fair take on the I think the DB to offense. I think the other thing that I heard that they balanced this playtest was, if I'm not mistaken, some of the shiftiness of the backs. I know from like the lower weights, if I'm not mistaken, or it was like the 5'5", 140s, you know, the little tanks running around out there.
See, I don't know, because I ain't gonna lie, and shout out to my guy. I love that dude, man. Shout out to my boy Fuego. That dude is just built different, bro. I don't give a damn what they do to the game. It don't matter what they do to the game. Fuego gonna figure it out. That boy was moonwalking, was skywalking, was
tight about two play tests ago, bro. That same build that I was telling you about. I had tackler, I had double tackler, bro. Smother a patroller. Could not take this man down, bro. And honestly, it sounds like Fuego is the problem when it comes to
we need to just ban Fuego.
Bro, I don't know what, just the Fuego build in general. If you seeing this right now, Fuego, you know you're a problem, bro.
Yeah, not for real, for real. Like that. But I'll say this though, in this playtest, it wasn't even once we got him, we couldn't take him down. He was going damn near 20 yards, 15 yards without being touched. Like, he was skating out of the backfield like he just, I don't know, bro. Like, it was, one day I might have to just like pay that dude and be like, hey, just let me know what you be doing, bro. I ain't gonna tell nobody your secrets, bro.
Before you get that rookie Fuego jersey card, bro, it's gonna be worth something to ESG Hall of Fame. Exactly. You already know he's about to be a problem, bro. That's gonna be a stat. It's gonna be a badge when the game comes out.
Right? Called Fuego.
I swear.
Oh man, that's sick.
So, from a content creator standpoint, do you see ESG football being able to carve its own lane, in particular in the football space, just from like a content standpoint alone?
I definitely do, just because like, I take myself for example. I come from just my YouTube channel, right? Like, the content I make, I do a lot of storytelling. So I mix GTA gameplay with like college football stuff, and I add the storylines to my characters. And I also do just reaction stuff. So, but I say that to say, like, when I started doing the storyline stuff, I realized that in that scene, there was a few people that was doing it. And so, and it's a very like, the community for that is big, but they like what they like and they like who they like. And so I was kind of buried, and I'm just now kind of coming to the surface. We just do consistency, but I was kind of buried through that, right? And so the reason I'm saying that is because I think what ESG is bringing, there's a desire for it, but it's not necessarily a developed community for it yet. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And so I think that's what their superpower is that it's the ultimate competitor football player's dream to line up with 6 other people, 10 other people, communicate and completely dominate another team that's the same way, bro. Meaning like all players, all real people. That is the ultimate just competitor's dream, because you can't blame it on CPU. You can't blame it on cheese. You can't blame it on none of that. Why? Because you had to make your player. You created your build. And so you found 10 other people that did the same thing to go against 11 other people that did the same thing. And now it's who's calling better plays, who's executing those plays, who's doing this. And that has never been done. Not one time. And so I think there's a community for it. And I think it's a huge community for it. And ESG is going to be the first. They're going to have their hands on that first. And I think that's their superpower.
I agree. Like, folks, we can't emphasize enough. Like, obviously, you have members of the stream team. We've had our hands on it for a while.
Yeah.
But like I said, we got people pouring in that waiting room. I implore you guys to really try to get in, get your hands on this, because I know we got a lot of naysayers. And truth be told, I don't even knock you for not believing. You know what I mean? Like, It's been a stale market. When I really think about it, when I think, it's like, damn, bro, we've really been stale in terms of football. But like, if you have a PS5 and an opportunity to get in this beta, I'm telling you, try it, folks. Because from this content perspective, like you're saying, even storylines, the things that you're going to be able to do in this game are like no other. Even from, like you said, from a non-competitive standpoint, hopping in 7v7, like, and you want to, like, just having goofy ass RP, bro. Imagine RP in football. Like, I remember having old ass clips. You got Derek Sharp with the most hardest hitting safety in the league, bro. You're gonna have that shit individually. You know, like each person doing that from their own own perspective. Just wild ass content. I think this game, it's really like sky's the limit. I think, honestly, it really depends on the direction they want to develop this. And a lot of things that people aren't considering beyond just the football aspect is the heights. Like, you're going to be able to run around and jump and stuff. There's going to be different areas in the current, the previous build on PC, they have a subway system. And the thing that I'm kind of curious about is that going to lead to a different area of the heights? Is that going to lead to a different instance of the heights? You know what I mean? Different, like, stack server? Because I feel like, I don't know how their server capacity is, but I know in previous games that are like quote unquote like service or live where you have a lot of people, you have different like shards, you know what I mean? And I'm wondering if that's how we're gonna, go about that, because I know the ultimate goal and the dream of the people that play this game the most is to line up with your boys, whether it be 7 or 11, and just call some plays, bro, play some football. Right. And that is definitely what this game provides, folks. Like Willie has said, it hasn't been done before. And it has not been executed in this way, and it's being done so well. It's being done very, very well, and I can trust the hands that this game is in.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think with that one, we got one final question we'll lead off with. The last thing that I think is a really good one, honestly. If the devs themselves were listening right now, and they probably are, with that being said, what's one specific piece of feedback you would want them to hear personally?
That's tough, because I want to be selfish. Drop the damn game. No.
Give me that. DM me the release date. No.
Right? Let me get the release date. I think really. Okay. Wait, I don't even know if I can say this, bro. Damn. Hold on. Yeah, because I was like, wait, can I say this? I don't even know if I can say it, so I ain't even gonna say it. All right, if I had to say one thing, I would just say, can we just get more 7-on-7? Yeah. Can we get more 7-on-7 so that way y'all can feel better about 11-on-11?
I can agree with that.
That's all I'm like. I feel like let's see more 7-on-7. Y'all see how it works, see how smooth it is, so y'all can feel like we can lock in with that 11-on-11. Cause that. Oh my goodness. Like I genuinely believe that when people see the 7-on-7 and you get these kids, these teenagers, these young adults, these college, everybody that's gonna play that 7-on-7, that's gonna be able to be a part of this next play test, they're gonna tell everybody they know.
Dog, I'm getting goosebumps on everything I love, just because
they're gonna tell.
I'm grateful to be part of it. It's really that good. Like, it kind of pisses me off that it kind of makes me mad, bro. That I can't say nothing else. Yeah, bro.
Exactly,
I'm telling you, folks, this game is really that good. And like, to the devs, Ray, Lamont, folks that we've had the pleasure of interacting with, Jordan, like, there's one thing that I can say, man. That 7v7, like Willie was saying, it. And I said it earlier in the video, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me how you introduce more variables, the 7v7, more user-controlled people, and somehow the game, there was no hiccups. Like, I was so thoroughly, and to know that they have an 11v11 working model already, folks, the future is bright. I'm telling you, folks, for football again. And not only just for ESG, folks, something like this that is this good is bound to shake up the market, which can only mean good things for us, the people playing the game, which mean the devs are obviously going to want to make a better product. They're going to have that community backing. I can only emphasize enough, folks. Try to get in this beta, folks. We'll have obviously the link in the bottom to, you know, for the waiting room. We're gonna have the links in the description for Willy's Instagram, YouTube channel, all of his social media. Folks, once again, Willy, what are your socials? If we can have those recited once again for the outro.
Yeah. So for Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, everything is just WillyGardens, WILLY, and then just Gardens, no space in between.
Yes, sir. Folks, hopefully you guys see us again next week. We're going to hopefully get our hands on it individually here from some of the folks here at the hub. You know what I'm saying? Plays a little bit of PS5 playtest. It'll be my first time stepping out of the PC realm back into the land of the consoles. I have been there for a while, bro, but I'll do it for ESG, and that is saying a lot.
Thanks.
I recommend a lot of you folks do the same. We're going to have all the links to the beta signups channels. Folks, be on the lookout for this game. I'm telling you, it's going to shake things up. With that being said, be sure to look out. Peace.
See you later.